Okay, we're continuing our prep for our kale and coleslaw salad that I make for the entire week, about every week, sometimes twice for eating a bunch of salad. I just bought a bag of kale greens. They're all triple washed and ready to go, which is really convenient. So you want to chop the kale. Kale is really, until I got onto the ITG diet, I really did not eat a lot of kale, just because I never really had an introduction to it. So I was looking for greens to complement the ITG diet, as we all are. And the greener the green, the better the nutrients are. Unfortunately, iceberg lettuce has become sort of inert. It's pale. It's mostly water, and it basically just serves as a vehicle for the dressing. Any of these large stalks, they're all edible, but I don't particularly like the big, thick, chunky ones, unless I'm steaming it up, and then it doesn't matter. But we're eating this raw, and the kale is going to have kind of a bitter counter to the sweetness of the coleslaw, the cabbage, and the vegetable mix, and also the dressing that I made earlier. I had some seasoning, some sweetener in it. So let's just throw our kale in there. This is all by eye. This is going to be about, a third of a bag of kale. Nice and fresh. It shouldn't smell musty. It should be nice and crispy green. If they're wilting and they smell musty, don't use them. You're not going to like the product. It's kind of an off flavor. And just run your good chef's knife. Remember, fingers out of the way, firmly holding the blade of your knife. You don't want to be out there with a sharp object waving around. You want to be in control of your knife. Your knife is your friend if you treat it with respect. It'll treat you with respect. Probably won't cut your fingers off. This is not something that you should be doing while you're talking, texting, watching television, etc. You don't want to start out the meal with a trip to the ER for sure. Okay, that looks about right to get us started. This is just our local Publix coleslaw mix, and it does have carrots in it. So if we're in phase 1 of ITG, you have to be a little careful with the carrots. There's just a little bit of the shredded carrot in here. There's cabbage, red cabbage as well as white cabbage, and I'm just going to put the whole thing in here. I have a big, nice large bowl. God's greatest mixers, obviously they're impeccably clean, and I just do my first toss with the best tool in the kitchen, these hands. Okay, this is ready to be dressed. We made our dressing earlier. This is a poppy seed vinaigrette, and I do have a little artificial sweetener in it to make it sweet. So I'm going to make it here just simply dressed. And remember, we don't want to drown the salad, we want to dress it. This is about a cup of dressing that I made earlier, and I'm just going to put on just a half a cup. This is quite a bit of greens. This is a gift. These are great. The best tossing tool, as I said earlier, of course, is these, but I've got my little wood hands here, and they do a lovely job. Okay, nice toss. Everybody is nice and glistening and shiny and happy. I used about half that cup in here. So that's a good basic salad. As you go on through phase 1, which is the weight loss portion of ITG, and beyond, when you're maintaining, I've lost 30 pounds on the protocol, and I'm maintaining, and I still eat this salad because it's so good, it's so refreshing, and it's so easy. So I zip it up a little bit. Some all-natural dried cranberries. So we've got the tanginess of the kale, the sweetness of the dressing, and I'm going to add a little more sweet in here. This is a nice little addition. And I'm going to put, just about a half a cup of the cranberries in there. Give them a toss. Make sure that they're mingling with everybody. Lovely. These are kind of nice little sweet surprises when you're eating the salad. You'll get one in your mouth, in your bite, and it just it adds some excitement to the party here. And after all, eating should be fun. Eating should be fresh. Farm to face at a rapid pace, I like to say. The fresher, the better. And I did overdress this salad a little bit, but it's certainly going to be edible. Here's my other little kick that I like to put in the salad while we're on the maintenance phase. These are pepitas, or pumpkin seeds that have been roasted and salted. And if I can convince it to open up here, we'll bring them to the party. Okay, this adds a nice little crunch and an interesting flavor. You can eat them out of hand. The problem with snacks like this is that they're so easily accessible and they're good. It's easy to devour the whole tin if you don't have willpower like myself. But sprinkle, just a quarter cup. Again, toss with my trusty wooden hands here. And there we go. And there is a delicious salad. This goes in the fridge. Okay, we're going to make our poppy seed vinaigrette dressing for this the kale slaw salad we just created. This is familiar to everybody on the ITG diet. It's our shaker bottle. I got the little gizmo in there. Helps everything go together. This is going to be a simple 2-to-1 oil to vinegar ratio vinaigrette with an emulsifying agent. In this case, I'm using deli-style mustard because I'm out of my Grey Poupon, which I usually like to use in it. Any mustard will work. It acts as an agent that kind of makes everybody play together well in the salad. So this is a very simple go-to dressing. You can make it a snap. So we're going to start with a little corn oil here. And we're going to do a quarter cup of corn oil and a quarter cup of very good olive oil, extra virgin olive oil, cold pressed. I'm really picky about my oils. This is I belong to an olive oil club. It's called the Olive Oil Hunters Club. These come quarterly. They are absolutely spectacular. They come from all over the world. They're a little pricey, but it's worth it to me. Just buy a good extra virgin olive oil at your grocery. Just go ahead and buy them in small quantities and keep them cool. Don't refrigerate them. Small quantities, cool, in the shade, and they'll be fine. So we've got 2 quarter cups and 1 quarter cup of white distilled vinegar. In this case, you can use apple cider or any other vinegar you like, not red wine in this case for the diet. And I like mine a little vinegary, so I'm just going to do a touch extra. It's to your taste. You play with this a few times, you'll get used to it. And we're just going to put a little salt, say a quarter teaspoon of salt. And we're going to put in about, let's say a tablespoon of poppy seeds. And we're going to put about a tablespoon or so of the mustard. And here's a little secret ingredient. This is 2 tablespoons of artificial sweetener, sucralose in this case, which you buy in the grocery. That goes in. A couple turns of fresh ground pepper. I recommend that you get a pepper grinder if you don't have one. Use fresh ground. There's no difference. There's no comparison between fresh ground and the stuff you buy in the can. Well worth it. well worth the effort. All we do is put our little shaker bottle together and shimmy, shimmy, shake, shake. And voila. It'll taste spectacular. That's our dressing. If you want to put some herbs in here, you're welcome to it. But this dressing is good just as it is. And this is the same recipe that I used in the kale salad video you just watched. Enjoy.